The Jim and Terry Show with our usual theme music to open up. Sounds like a chill jazz lounge.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm sorry. It was horrible. Yeah, I told you.
I think you were missing more than 8 engines in that liftoff. That's our episode to talk about things that Jim and I are passionate about, which is space and SpaceX.
Yes, I'm passionate about it. I don't follow it quite as nuts as I did earlier because I'm sick of throwing my life away.
You don't want to be sitting waiting.
Yeah, I don't want to be sitting and waiting. So, well, when something really, really happens, it's like our previous show about the aliens. If it happens, then call me. I don't sit online looking at everything.
What really did happen was a static fire.
That happened, and it went off wonderful. I told you that Starship, since the last launch, has 1,000 modifications to it.
Okay, for our ones and twos who aren't as passionate as Jim and I, Starship 24 was a failed launch. They launched, they went up, but they had to self-destruct the thing in midair because it was tumbling erratically out of control. Yeah. We know the reasons for it and the causes. But you're suggesting between Ship 24, which is the top half of that ship, there's been 1,000 design changes implemented into Ship 25, which is going to be stacked on Booster 9. And that's going to take place sometime, Musk was saying, this summer.
Yeah, maybe the end of July, but I'm thinking August. But
July is Elon Musk time?
Yes. And Musk believes there's a 60% chance it'll make orbit.
Now, that's considerably improved from the I hope it gets
I
off the pad and doesn't wreck
yeah.
everything, which was the first one.
Now, it still may not make orbit, but our audience needs to understand this is how they innovate at SpaceX. They test things to fail. They do things. They're not going to take 10 years to build a rocket and hope it survives. They'd rather just throw it together, throw it up, it blows up, and they get all the data. What happened? Well, those 3 engines got kicked out because a gravel got thrown up from the launch pad. And our beautiful audiences, you got to understand, they just repaired the launch pad with 132 cement trucks full of extra concrete that's actually going underneath the steel plates they're putting on so that they don't blow it to smithereens next time they ignite the 33 engines of the launch vehicle.
That's a lot of concrete.
That's a lot of concrete and a lot of very fast work. Very, very fast work.
I think that's the thing that has impressed me most and why I continue to follow SpaceX is the speed at which they generate or iterate ships, launches, systems. They design, they make changes, they blow stuff up, and then they redesign, make changes, blow it up again, and things are getting better. So the launch system, the launch mount, after that destructive 30, I don't know how many engines were lit.
33, I think, but I think 3 of them blew out right away.
Yeah, because you see the photograph of the underside, you see that 3 on the one side, which explains the way it lifted away from the launch mount. Turns out to be a good thing, those
That's a
3.
good thing, yeah.
So that was good. But my concern is not the safety of it, as strange as it sounds. My interest in all of this stuff is the speed with which the company, SpaceX, the corporation, SpaceX, all the employees, the guys who are doing the grunt work, they're like little ants. If you see a time-lapse photography, this place never stops, 24/7.
Yeah.
It's amazing the speed.
Thousands of employees.
Thousands.
Yeah,
so,
and they are like little ants. You're right.
When you see the time-lapse photography of all this stuff.
And the size and the magnitude of this thing is just out of this world. Now it's going to be bigger, by the way, Terry, because they're going to be doing hot launch from the second stage, from the first stage, and that takes another, I think, 6 feet or something.
It takes another ring, I think, on the top.
It takes another ring on top of the booster.
And does that mean there has to be more protection on the booster? Because a hot launch means that the Starship, which is the top part, is going to ignite the engines. Yeah. It's not just going to drift away from it before it hits the engines.
Now, don't forget, they don't always have to pull away at full throttle.
No.
So they'll ignite the engines until it separates, and then bang, up
Right.
full throttle. But you're right, the top will be
Lit.
protected with some kind of steel or something. But it allows for 10% more increase in payload, which is amazing because that is about the same amount as the Falcon 9 when it launches its 60 satellites into orbit. So that's how much extra room
The
it
same
gets.
mass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, how that is, I don't know. I don't know how that is. Why it gets the extra payload. I don't know where that comes from, but that's for smarter people than me.
That's above our pay grade, Jim.
Above our pay grade.
Okay, but what we have enjoyed watching since the destruction of the launch mountain, all that concrete flying and all the vehicles and damage that was done, all the tanks that were damaged, all that repair has gone on with such speed and efficiency. It's incredible to watch.
Well, not only that, and they're building a whole nother bay at the same time. They had to stop because they had to dig a big trench across the driveway, parking lot size opening. They had to do that. But things are coming and going. Don't forget they have that. They have the they call it the Starship Garden or the Rocket Garden now they're calling it a rocket parking lot. So they've just got like all kinds of stuff happening, all kinds of ships right ready now. Now keep that in mind that this gigantic, biggest rocket in the entire world, most powerful rocket in the entire world, they want to be able to send that thing up 100 times before they put a human in it. So they got to get moving, and they got to get these things fast and up there.
They are increasing their production of Raptor 2.0s, the second.
Yeah.
And they said one of the problems with the launch that did not go successfully was that they had different vintage of Raptors underneath it. And they're thinking this time it's going to be loaded with the same quality of
Makes
Raptors.
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
why would you mix and match your engines? Well, they did it because...
Well, why did he build a stinking launch thing without a deluge system? I mean, literally.
Well, didn't he say something in the beginning that
he
maybe
says,
this was not going to
might be a mistake. It was a mistake,
It
Terry.
was a big mistake.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake. And it blew a crater that to me looks, I don't know, 15 feet deep, a crater. And you can see the shot because you can see the ocean's great big chunks of concrete, unblowable concrete, by the way, indestructible concrete, being tossed into the ocean. And, of course, they have to go and fish all that out.
Yeah.
And they will, and they did. And so it's amazing to see this come together. I can hardly wait to really see a mock-up of the moon, one, because it doesn't need flaps.
Yes.
It's just going into space and staying up there. And I would love to see the mock-up of the interior.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what that's going to be. But if they've made 1,000 changes to the Starship since 2 months ago, imagine how many changes they're making. They've now got 10% more payload lift. What are they doing with that? Well, there's the configuration that takes people, military, launching satellites,
Commercial,
and moon, and tankers, refueling tankers.
Now, I do want to see the tanker because we haven't had a proof of concept yet for that to send a fully loaded, empty tanker into space and put it in orbit and then park it with an active moon launch.
Well, there's going to be many years of really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And I recommend people getting on board. I really do, because not only that, NASA's now also contracted SpaceX to see one ship is bigger than the SLS. So it's bigger than our orbiting International Space Station. One ship.
Oh, the International Space Station, ISS.
What did I say, SSI or something?
SLS, Space Launch Systems.
But you see, one Starship is got more room than that whole system. So now NASA is saying, why build one? Why not just get 2 spaceships up there and tether them together, and they can start orbiting around a third one. And now we got gravity just like in the future, folks, just like we all saw back in Buck Rogers' days.
Back in the days of 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. So there's so much. And then don't forget the other part of SpaceX, what they want to do. They also want to use the Starship as a way to transport people from, like, say, New York to Hong Kong,
Right.
that kind of thing, because the trips will only take a half an hour, and that saves a lot of time and money. So they also have the public use of space ships as well. So they're really revolutionizing the space industry. And look at the people that are copying. China's got a mock-up already of the Starship, and it's exactly like Elon Musk's. And Musk don't care. Obviously, it's out there for everybody to see. You can watch him build it.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite amazing. So the speed of innovation, the 1,000 changes between 2 iterations of the Starship is a phenomenal rate of engineering and problem solving.
Yeah.
And to see it all come to bear in SpaceX, we wish them all the success. I'm hoping for a summer launch. I'm hoping for July. I'm hoping Elon Musk time is actually the real time instead of wishful thinking.
So there's a lot coming this summer. Alien contact, Starship
oh my
going into
gosh,
space.
it's all stuff out of this world.
Yeah, maybe nuclear holocaust. Who knows?
Did you say nuclear holocaust? I like that term, holocaust. Well, you heard it first here on the Jim and Terry Show. We're looking for spacey things this summer. We're looking for unredacted documents, alien files. We're looking for proof of existence of aliens. We're looking for take me to your leader moments to come, if that is true, all of that true. What is true is Elon Musk is innovating the heck out of Starbase, and there will be a launch.
Yes.
So look forward to all these things coming to a station near you,
A YouTube channel.
a YouTube channel, maybe
Well, they
even
do
the
cover
Jim
the
and
space
Terry Show.
launches live on TV. They do cover them.
They do only the launches, and only
yeah.
until it crashes or blows up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right, Jim and Terry Show signing off for this week. Take care now. Bye bye.